He wasn't even talking to the model. She was just there. A setup from the label, maybe even bait. He had wanted to call Taehyung to explain, to say, "Don't believe what they post. Believe what I showed you." But his plane was boarding, and every time he picked up the phone, words failed him. Taehyung's POV, late night. He curled into his blanket, the scent of Jungkook still faint in the fabric. He didn't delete the texts. He didn't unfollow him. He didn't even cry. But his heart was quiet now. And that scared him more than anything. Author's POV. They had touched each other like lovers. Fallen. Asleep like soulmates. But now the world stood between them again. Loud. Hungry. Unforgiving. And neither of them knew if the other was still listening. But love doesn't disappear that easily. Author's POV. Fame speaks louder than truth. And silence? It becomes the cruelest kind of answer. Taehyung's POV. It started with one article. Then 3 more. Jungkook's new muse. Anonymous sources confirm he's dating in secret again. Armies speculate. Is Jungkook in love or hiding something? Each headline was worse than the last. Each photo felt like a betrayal. Different events. Different women. But always the same. Smile, that same unreadable. Picture-perfect grin that once made Taehyung melt. Now it made him ache. And through it all. Nothing. Not a single message. Tae softly. He didn't even say he landed safely. The read receipt on their last chat glared at him. Like a wound. Jungkook had seen it, and said nothing. Jungkook on stage. Lights blind the crowd. The air thick. With screams. Thousands of fans echo his lyrics back to him. The very ones he once hummed into. Taehyung's neck. He's smiling. Jumping. Singing like nothing's wrong. But his eyes keep drifting to the front row. Even though he knows Taehyung isn't there. When I say forever, you say always. The line falls like lead from his mouth. Because he remembers whispering that. In a car under fogged up windows. When they were tangled in love and nothing else mattered.
Author's POV. It started with a single photo. Not even a scandalous one. Just a picture of Jungkook at a luxury rooftop bar in Tokyo. Sunglasses tucked in his shirt collar. A girl's shadow beside him. Blurry, but just enough to start the fire. Within an hour, hashtags were trending. Hashtag Jungkook dating again. Mysterious girl JK. Taehyung who? Taehyung saw it on his feed. Because of course he did. He clicked, scrolled, kept scrolling. Each post felt like a dagger. Not just because of Jungkook, but because everyone was so quick to erase him. Looks like he's finally with someone who fits his level. Honestly, that other guy was so embarrassing. Glad he moved on. Taehyung's POV, his throat closed. Fingers trembling, he locked his phone. The room spun in silence. Himmin walked in with takeaway in his hands, humming. Then he saw Taehyung's face. Himmin slowly, what happened? Taehyung voice cracking. He was with someone. In Tokyo, and the whole world's already replaced me. Himmin didn't ask which he knew. Meanwhile, Jungkook's POV, he didn't even know the girl. It was a business dinner, staff, sponsors. That girl was the translator's assistant. But the internet didn't need the truth. They had the angle. They had the drama. Manager panicked. We need to post a clarification. This is getting out of hand. Jungkook quietly, no. Manager, what? Jungkook, they're dragging that boy Taehyung. Jungkook turned slowly, eyes tired, jaw tight. Jungkook, I said no. I'll handle it. But he didn't. Not yet. He watched the chaos unfold, frozen. He didn't know what was worse, the headlines that lied, or the silence that let them win. Taehyung's POV 2 a.m. He stared at his phone. Still no message, still no call. Not even a it's not true. Maybe that was the truth. He curled up, tears soaking into the pillow. Everything between them still lived in his heart. But in the eyes of the world it was like it had never happened. Author's POV. The world outside was still spinning with Jungkook's face on every screen. Every headline screaming about his tour, his flawless stages, his untouchable stardom. But inside Taeyoung's apartment, silence felt louder than any concert. The phone buzzed once, twice, then stopped. Jungkook hadn't answered in days. Taeyoung's POV. I sat on the floor, knees pulled up to my chest, staring at the thread of our last conversation. Jungkook, sleep early, don't wait for him. That was a week ago. No, I miss you. No, I'll call you when I can. Nothing but silence. Every time I scrolled up, I saw the silly emojis, the shy confessions, the don't blush, baby, I can see you through the screen, and it hurt. Because now the screen was empty. I whispered into the dark, did you already forget me? Jungkook's POV. The stage lights burned into me, but I couldn't feel their warmth anymore. Every song, every cheer was supposed to be everything I ever dreamed of. But instead, it felt like chains. I wanted to see him, I wanted to call, but every time I picked up the phone, I froze, because what if my voice cracked? What if he heard the exhaustion, the guilt, the way my heart was splitting in two? I told myself I was protecting him, shielding him from the rumors, the backstage, the poison written under every post, but deep down, I knew the truth. I was breaking us with my silence. Author's POV. Two boys. Two hearts, a thread, stretched thin across oceans and walls. Taeyoung, waiting for a message that never came. Jungkook, drowning in noise but aching in quiet. And for the first time since their story began, the spark between them flickered. One more ignored call, one more night of crying into the pillow. They were standing at the edge, one step closer, and it would all fall apart. Author's POV. The rumors never stopped. Every day. New articles. Every night. New whispers. And through it all, Jungkook's silence weighed heavier than the words of strangers. Taeyoung thought he could bear it, but waiting had become another kind of heartbreak, one that tore him open quietly, piece by piece. Taeyoung's POV. I looked at my phone again. His name. No reply. The ache in my chest had become unbearable. Maybe, I whispered, he doesn't need me anymore. The thought swallowed me whole. What was I but a fan who crossed a line? A moment in his life he probably regretted. If his world was brighter without me, then maybe ... Mine didn't need to exist at all. I stood on the balcony, the city lights blurry through my tears. The wind hit my face, sharp and cold. For a moment, I closed my eyes and leaned forward, letting gravity tug at me. Author's POV. The phone buzzed at the same time. A call from Jungkook. Taeyoung froze, trembling, staring at the screen through wet eyes. Jungkook's POV. The guilt had eaten me alive. I couldn't take it anymore. I needed to hear him, even if all I could say was, I'm sorry. But when the line connected, his voice wasn't what I expected. It was broken, shaking, on the edge of something I couldn't bear to imagine. Tae, I shouted into the receiver, my own heart collapsing. Where are you? Don't do anything, please. I'm begging you. In that moment, the stage, the fans, the world, none of it mattered. Only him. And I knew if I lost him tonight, I'd never forgive myself.